It's 20 minutes after 10 o'clock. The gentlemen are finally in studio. Ah, man, they've been missed, right? They've been missed. But let's do this, and then we'll find out how everything went on Travel Bella Cruise. Metro FM, it's where you want to be. And Ask a Man is always where you are. So thank you so much to you for joining us. I'm sure you've missed the Naked DJ and Somizi. They're here. Hi, Naked.
Good morning, Kuto.
How are you feeling, man? Is there a thing so we had jet lag? Is there a thing of ocean lag?
There's no such.
I'm asking.
No.
Are you good though?
I'm great. I'm very grateful. The Ask a Man seminar on the boat was amazing. It was on another level. So we gotta thank the listeners, man. They always make us shine. And, we're not even talking about the party. So shout out to Metro FM, shout out to Travel Bella. What an incredible cruise it was.
The images looked amazing. You guys looked like you were having a good time. How they were asking the questions. I saw that they were trying to hide particular faces. It looked engaging.
It's like we took all the beautiful people and left all the ugly ones behind.
So, Mizi, how was it? This guy also. Like, jeez, come back with so much.
Why?
No, in negative. Oh.
Negative.
No.
I still can't get over the Ask a Man thingy. Like, it felt like a TV show. It felt like having at a 1,000-seater theater, and it's packed. And the energy was super amazing. Like, I can't get over that. But however, the entire experience for me was, I don't know whether they spray something in the air. Nobody cared. I had my mkaba out. Nobody cared. I did not care. I was driving. I was dre. I was raw.
That's how it's supposed to be, though,
Yes.
Somizi. I'm so glad you had a good time. You were missed, guys. You really were. You really were. And it's good to have you back.
Love that.
Great to be back.
Are we ready to do things via the airwaves this time?
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Let's bring on Anonymous. Anonymous, are you ready to go? Are we ready to do this? Good morning, Anonymous.
Yes,
how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Are you happy your gentlemen are back in studio?
Yes, I'm happy. And today it's going to be on a lighter note because I'm not calling sad or depressed. It's just that I just want to get a view from how other people view it and how it can improve my relationship with my husband.
You are the Anonymous I've always been looking for. Thank you very much in advance.
Before we hear you out, the Anonymous, let me quickly read the house rules. Respect is the foundation of our conversation. Maintain respectful language. Refrain from any swearing or use of profanities. Our responsibility is to protect your identity, and your responsibility, Anonymous, is to extend the same courtesy to protect the identity of the people or the person you'll be speaking about. Anonymous, do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Talk to us. What you got?
So my husband and I have been together for a very long time. Over 15 years together, 6 years married. We're approaching our 7th year. Hasn't been an easy journey, but we finally at a place where we're happy, we manage with everything else, having kids, work, him being an entrepreneur, everything is going well in that aspect. But the problem comes where, since we've been together for so long and we met at a very young age, he was more modern and not so traditional. But I've realized that in the last few years, he's become more traditional. And this could have been due to the fact that there were a few times where I had a break from working and he was the sole provider. So for me, it felt like because he's the breadwinner, we're starting to have that typical thing of, you do as I say just because you don't know how much it costs to take care of this house. Now, I've gotten to a point where I've also grown emotionally. I've gone for therapy. And something that's important to also note is that I was on Ask a Man about 3 to 4 years ago, and I was in a very bad place at the time. Him and I were in a very bad place. But now we're in a better place. And I'm just not sure if I should give in to him being traditional because I need to accept that we're both growing, and he's also growing into someone he wasn't a couple of years ago. And because of that, I feel like I might lose myself in trying to be what he wants me to be, rather than me growing into who and what I would like to be.
Okay. How were you brought up? Were you brought up in a certain way as far as your traditions go? How was he brought up? Are you from the same? Do you guys have the same culture, same cultural practices, or you guys are different and now you have to navigate, on trying to respect each other's cultures when you are trying to figure out a traditional way forward?
So I'll say we grew up in the same area. But I wouldn't say we were raised in the same way. My family is very flexible with tradition. So we don't do stuff just because tradition dictates. Mm-hmm. We do things because it's what makes sense for us at the current moment. Mm. And with his family, they are quite traditional, but they are also flexible as well. But I just feel like he is growing into a traditional kind of person, and he is starting to do, or has started to do, what would be traditional. And if I had met him at a time where he was like that, I believe I would have been comfortable with it. But now I've gotten used to this modern person, someone you speak to, going to therapy with, and they would agree. But right now, when we speak of therapy, it's like something that he would probably consider something for, like, new age people, when we throw around the words like toxic masculinity, what is this word, narcissism, he feels like I am just trying to do what the social media is doing and what people are doing on the social media. But it's also myself learning to define these things that have already been there. I just did not know the words to describe them. Mm-hmm.
And in the bedroom, since it's become more, traditional, like now when the woman on top is like, hey, second man.
No, on that end, we are 100, we match.
Oh, so in the bedroom, nobody's traditional in the bedroom.
Yes, he's a lady in the streets, and
you a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets. That's what you want to say. You just said your husband is a lady in the streets.
No, I am, and he likes that. And in that aspect, everything is great. It's just that when it comes to things like, let's say, family issues that don't just involve our family, which is me, him, and our kids, but family issues such as us having to discuss something within the in-laws, his in-laws and my in-laws. He feels like, my family, which are his in-laws, are sometimes overly involved in our relationship. When it comes to his side of the family, they don't know anything about what has happened in our relationship or the issues that we've gone through. He feels like, no, it's none of their business. We mind our own business and we can resolve our own issues.
Okay, Anonymous, we've digested everything, and so Mizi is ready to tackle everything that you've asked after we come back from the headlines, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anonymous. Anonymous, quick one, where are you?
I am parked at a filling station.
Okay, perfect. We just keep getting a bit of feedback, but that's fine. We'll come back. Let me go to the news headlines. We'll check your line during the news headlines, okay?
All right, no problem.
Thank you, ma'am. 31 minutes after 10 o'clock, we've got Anonymous on the line. Anonymous and her partner have been together for most of their 20s. They've had issues before and were able to get through them. They are now in their early 30s, and his stance has changed a bit with Anonymous. He has become more of a traditionalist and a bit more conservative in his approach towards a relationship and life in general. Anonymous, we're on the same page, right?
Yes.
Okay, you're sounding much better, much better. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we get the gents to come in officially?
No, I don't think there's anything. But everything else was fine, we're good, we're happy. But when it comes to having to deal with things that would affect the traditional aspect, then he becomes more traditional than more modern.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, not even a single bone in your body says maybe he is hiding behind tradition. He's hiding abuse behind tradition, because why all of a sudden when you are not working and he's working, now rules are becoming traditional?
So with that, I'd say that at the time when we had these issues about being traditional and not being traditional versus me working and not working, it just happened coincidentally at the same time. But even before I was not working yet, I mean, even while I was working, it was still the same. It's just that there came a point in time post-COVID where a lot of people lost their jobs, and that's when going on. I wouldn't say it because now he's the breadwinner, that's why he changed. It happened at the same time, I think. But I'm not 100% sure if it was because of that.
So, Mizi, you know when she says coincidentally, come on, Anonymous.
Defense.
Defense, you know? Anonymous, the whole time, you called us here for a reason, I get.
Yeah.
Because this is, you called us, people call Ask a Man because they know it's a serious issue. Even in the beginning of our conversation, you try to downplay it as in, we're happy, everything is great, it's just this little thing. Anonymous, it is not a little thing. And whenever he changed his behavior, then it's like, coincidentally, it's when, no. You know, certain situations make people show their true colors. But here you are trying to defend everything and defend everything. Anonymous, we want to speak to your heart. We want to talk, we want to talk to your feelings. And you're not giving us that. You're giving us a lot of defense. Just open up. Because if you don't open up, we're not going to be able to get anywhere. You called us because you are frustrated.
Yeah.
Talk about your frustrations.
Well, I feel what frustrates me the most.
Anonymous, are you on speakerphone? We keep losing you.
No, I'm not on speakerphone right now.
Okay.
All right.
Talk about those frustrations. Let it out, Anonymous. We were here for you 3 years ago. We are here for you today. We're not going anywhere. Okay? Yeah.
So what frustrates me the most is that as much as we are happy where we are, we do experience issues on a weekly basis. And one thing I'm trying to push for him to do is to at least go for some therapy. As someone who struggles with mental health issues, I go to therapy. I need him to go to therapy so that he understands better how to deal with me and the issues that I have. So if I'm feeling down or something is a trigger for me, he doesn't understand in me saying that, okay, this specific thing triggers me. And because it triggers me, we end up in a bigger fight than we should be.
Why aren't you guys going to therapy together? Because I also know that certain people turn defensive when you say to them, why don't you go to therapy? You get it? But sometimes, in marriage, it's, babe, this is our marriage. This is a commitment we both agree to. Let's go for therapy together so we understand each other better.
Okay, yes, that is something I've never said. Well, I wouldn't say never suggested, but I would say I asked him to go to therapy individually while I am doing my therapy individually, and then together we'll also have our couples therapy together.
And he refuses.
But he hasn't. Yeah, I'd say he refuses because it's been a year or so. And he hasn't gone for the therapy.
Okay.
That means we cannot start our combined therapy until he does his own therapy.
So how does he expect you guys to solve things? Now, I want to say this again, Anonymous. You even said this again where you say everything is fine, but it's just this thing. Anonymous, we know a lot of our relationships are okay. And there's certain issues that we all have to encounter. Okay? So we're not going to say, this woman called us today and her marriage is falling apart. No, it's just that little thing. So it's okay, that we speak about it. Now, Ubaba Sekaya, how does he say issues are going to be solved when you guys, or when he refuses to do something as an individual, and when you've actually been the leader to say, look, I'm going for mine, I'd really love for you to go for therapy on your own. Or if you're not going to a professional therapist, what are you doing in order to understand me better? Has he given you examples of how he's working on himself?
Yes, he has. He's told me that he is reading certain items, which I've seen him reading. He's watching certain things, which I do see him watching those things. But
watch them together.
My argument to it is that those shows and those books do not address specifically the issues that we have. So to a certain extent, we cannot use what we've learned from those shows or from that book with our issues, because it not give a direct advice
okay.
on what it is that's going on.
So basically, you are frustrated because your partner just refuses, to go somewhere, and maybe refuses to be in a room where he could be told what he is doing wrong.
Yes, exactly as you put it.
Okay. So, Mizi?
Where is he right now?
He's at work.
Okay. And how old are you guys?
Early 30s.
Early 30s.
Early to
It
mid.
sounds like you're talking about, you are in your 30s and you're talking about a man in his 60s.
You're so amazing.
Seriously, like it sounds heavy. And when you said in the beginning, and I was excited, oh, it's something light. I know there's nothing light here. Nothing light at all. You sound drained.
Yes.
You sound defeated. You sound tired, and you sound like. And I'm not saying you are. You sound like, right? Me saying you sound like does not mean it is exactly that. I'm telling you how I receive it. Ne? You sound defeated. You sound tired. You sound like you are trying to put up a facade of something that is perfect, and yet inside it's not perfect at all. But it's not, nothing is perfect, but yours, you're trying to cover up as much as you can, but you are tired. It's like when someone says, how are you? Right. That's a happy thing. You sound drained. You sound like you've been working and trying to work at this relationship to work, and he is just not there, or he's just not budging. And when he does certain things to you that you are supposed to see them for what they exactly are, you see them for something else that is, oh no, he's not being emotionally abusive, he's just being an African man. Oh no, he's not financially abusive, he's just being a protective man who's trying to save and don't. So it starts with you. The sooner you see things for what they are, the better it's going to be. And I'm not saying your relationship is not in a good place, or it's in a place where it's supposed to end. I don't think so at all. At all. I don't think you guys are in a bad place, but I just don't think you are in an honest place.
So, Mizi, why do you think this guy is avoiding? Because it feels like Anonymous knows almost everything is perfect, but just this one thing. And Anonymous is asking him, Baba, can we please just sort this one thing out? Why do you think her husband is refusing to just solve this one thing?
All right, he'll answer it once we pay the bills. Anonymous, don't go anywhere. We're coming back. 43 minutes after 10. Anonymous, you still there, my love?
Yes, I am.
All right, perfect. Naked Som?
Yeah.
All right.
To summarize that question, so Mizi, why won't Anonymous's hubby just give in to Anonymous just for this one thing? Because that's all she asked for. Why won't he do it?
I don't think it's just this one thing. I don't think it's just this one thing. But we have to take it for what Anonymous is saying. And what's your issue with him being traditional?
My issue is that from a traditional perspective, as Black people, we do not believe in therapy and mental health issues and such things.
That's true.
And as someone who suffers with mental health issues, I feel like I need a partner that also understands exactly what mental health issues are, and just not what we get from the internet, TikTok, X, Instagram, and so forth. So I just need him to be better learned about what mental health issues are and how they affect us in our daily lives.
Okay, just for correction, because I don't think Naked understood. I think she meant when she says him being traditional makes him avoid things like mental health issues, knowing that you can go to therapy for such things that don't take anything away from tradition. It's a human thing. You have to, like, it's important, like, to mix, to know what certain parts tradition can't fix. You just need a professional to fix them. So that's where I think the disagreement and
and also generalizing that as black people we don't believe in therapy. It's not all black people.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah, just because doesn't mean
is he married? Is it a white guy?
No, cool.
No. He's African.
No, he's giving an example that just because Kuto is married to a white guy doesn't mean.
How?
Doesn't mean what?
So means
Okay. So, and you guys, do you have children? You married for how long, or you been together? You just been staying together?
We're married. We've been married home affairs for about 6 to 7 years.
Yeah.
And then we've been together for about 15 years.
About how long?
15.
15.
1-5.
Okay.
We're not very young.
Yeah. That's okay. That's good. And children?
We've got 4 kids.
Nice. I honestly think you guys have built something solid here. But this one thing is also very important, that you guys try to meet each other somewhere, because you don't want to resent him for making you something that you're not, or changing who you are, and he also you don't want him to also resent you for not giving space to practice his traditions. So you need to speak about it and not fight about it, because when you speak about your sex life, it's a tick. When you speak about how affectionate or romantic is he?
He's very affectionate, very romantic.
You see, you've got a good man here, I think, but don't downplay the importance of this issue. Don't say, it's something light. It's not light. Earlier on, Kuzo was talking about couples that disagree in politics. That's not light. Same thing with couples that disagree in sports. It depends on the level of passion. So, of how passionate they are with what they believe in. So, same thing with traditions. It depends on the level of how passionate he is about his traditions. But he must not impose. It's a negotiation. And you've been together for 15 years for you to just be, boom, let's change. Now things are going to be done this way. Yeah, but now we also don't be too stubborn. Ne? Yeah, don't be too stubborn and go, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to see where he comes from. And if it makes sense and it doesn't take anything away from you, and the fact that you guys are married and you've been together for 15 years, just also receive it with kindness, receive it with love, and receive it with an open mind. Don't listen to defend. Ne? And also, don't think of it as if he wants to change you. Yabo, ushatele khona, certain things, maybe he is discovering them now. You know, you never know. Just because 15 years ago he did not practice them doesn't mean he's now changing. But it could be he's discovering certain things now. And he's like, "Ish, baby, I'm waking up to this now. But Naitoniake must be very important. it must be understanding which now it's a shocker to you. Ne?
Yes.
Yeah, but don't
Mzansi,
fight, yeah?
But then how do you navigate a situation where this guy's not fully traditional, neither is she? There's things they pick and choose as they go.
Yes.
You get what I mean? So you don't think
Without
it's
interrupting Nathan.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I see
exactly. He chops and changes like day in, day out.
Did you miss the part where I said he could be discovering himself? He could be naked. You are for the fact that you're still alive and you're 45 does not mean you've completed everything that you need to do on this earth. You can wake up tomorrow. Your dad can call you up and go, "Lago Masina, senza inte so ne so," right?
Yeah.
Or himself, your dad, as old as he is,
Yes.
he could have discovered something today.
I'm glad.
And then realizes that, damn, I'm fortunate enough to pass it on to naked at 45. You understand? So it's deeper than Anonymous is making it out to be.
But I'm glad you mentioned family, because if he is discovering, remember when we say traditions, it's traditions. You don't make up traditions, right? And it seems like this guy is making them up, and not. If they would include the family in certain quarrels that they have, it might work so that they can also be guided. Uguti, as far as our families are concerned, this is how our tradition works, or customs, etc., which is what we mentioned in the beginning. Because also, Anonymous, even Hlugile, like if let's say you are Pedi and he's Xhosa, there might be certain things that they practice that you don't practice. And sometimes this is where, or if you come from the same tribe, then there's certain things that are meant to be practiced the way that they are. But also you can't impose and say, "Mina, I'm a traditionalist," Gantuena. You make up whatever is comfortable for you on that day, because now that's manipulation.
You were saying?
Anonymous wanted to add something there, but we are running out of time, Anonymous. So I'm going to have to ask you to hold that thought, but please listen to the advice that will be coming through, okay?
All right.
Thank you so much, Anonymous. 9 minutes until the top of the hour. Let's hang 10, but also your advice coming through on 086,000 2160. That's your phone calls, and your voice notes 060-552 7303. It's Avant, Nicole Serginga, Lie About Us. 3 minutes until we hit the top of the hour. What advice do you have for Anonymous? The Naked DJ and Somizi are back. Let's take a call coming through. Good morning. How are you? Welcome to Ask a Man.
Morning, how are you?
Good, thanks to you, my queen.
I'm good, thank you. It's my first time on radio. I'm excited. But my advice for Anonymous is that sometimes, like Somizi said, we don't have enough information. But what I'm gathering is that she mentioned his business coming together. Suddenly he's financially stable. She didn't mention what was the situation before that. Was she more financially stable? Is he now trying to bring up his masculine side? Is he now trying to prove that he's the man? So there's many factors that, for me, feel like it could be anything, you know. And I've seen something like that play out in my own relationship. I'm a divorcee. I've seen something like that where my husband suddenly wanted to prove he's the man, you know. He wanted to come across as, you know, if you're a woman, you must listen to me. If you're a woman, you must do this. What conversations is he having? With who is he having those conversations? Because situations and families are different. So if you come into this family, you know the dynamics of this family, you know the role that I play in assisting everything to be the way that it is, then you cannot then expect that we're going to behave like any other traditional family. Not that it gives me the right to probably feel you be inferior or I be superior, but there's supposed to be a certain balance, you know. There was a period in my life where my husband would come home, I would go to work and come home and he hasn't done anything. And I would be like, but why aren't you assisting me? I'm trying to understand that the situation is calling for things to be like this. But now I'm being drained and strained. And then when situations turned, or when he thought that the situations would turn, he turned around in such a way that he expected that I would worship him. And in the end, things did not work out for him as he had hoped. And even that demasculine demasculinize him even further. So we need to understand what is it that this the husband of Anonymous is battling with. What is the true thing that he's trying to prove, and what is he trying to achieve by this sudden traditional trajectory that he's putting up?
Amen.
Thank you very much, Nelly, out in Soweto. Truly appreciate that call. I'm going to squeeze in a message here from Mapi saying, I don't think your husband still wants this marriage. He just wants you to get frustrated to a point of giving up so that you are to blame for the marriage ending. All this tactic men have been using. Hashtag ask a man. Gents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, she must just be honest with herself. Whatever honesty means to her.
100%. Gentlemen, thank you again and
Thank
welcome
you
back.
for the opportunity once again.
We appreciate you. Kutsi.
We appreciate
We are
you.
nothing
We love
without you.
Yes, we missed you.
Guys.
Yeah, the
Like,
sweetest.
you are everything.
Oh.
You know,
and everything is
logo
you.
Nice.
Babiel.
Girl.
Yeah.
My face are back.
Money yo.